This here is Harry, a utilities engineer going on Gandhi with some of the bollocks that comes out of his mouth. Posh geezer on the tools with a knack for bringing up weird facts about the world, but he means well. And over here we've got Colby, a videographer who loves to think he cooks like Gordon Ramsay, but serves up glorified pub grub. Can't string a sentence together without stuttering and has the attention span of a cocker spaniel on a tennis court. Enjoy the episode. Bosh.
I find that because it's a little bit of a stereotype funny thing. Oh, you get 25, your prefrontal cortex gets made up, you're a grown man, then you think about shit, and then what does every like grown-ass white man do? It's like podcast, YouTube, do some shit creatively. But that's why I'm like, fuck's sake, like, I'm just doing it. But I wanted to do it for ages and ages. I wanted to do YouTube and shit when I was like 14, man.
And I fucking dragged your ass into it, and now we're actually doing it one episode.
Well, yeah, whatever way to be creative, speak the mind. What are you guys doing to speak your mind and be creative?
Probably drugs.
Drugs are bad, okay? Well, they can lead to some hell of a things.
Yeah, oh fuck yeah, oh yeah, oh yes. Right, well, today we do not have a topic because we've done 3 episodes of hard topics.
Kind of heavy hitters, isn't they?
Yeah, I think today's going to be a bit more of a chat shit show. Also, massive apologies to anybody that's wearing headphones because I didn't realise until halfway through editing the first episode when I put headphones on myself, there was an unholy amount of tapping and banging on the mic and everything. So we'll make a conscious effort now to try and not do that. Because there'll be people walking. I mean, if anyone listens to this, there'll be people walking down the streets with theadphones in. It's fucking Jesus Christ, what's going on here? It's getting hit around the head with a baseball bat.
Get some flashbacks.
But yeah, we don't have a topic. We're just going to sit here and shoot the shit.
Because why not? There's nothing wrong with shooting shit.
We're going to put you on the spot and make you talk about the first thing.
The first thing? Oh, how dare you? Well, you know what really grinds my gears?
You know, that has come up in my head so much when it comes to the podcast.
Yeah, I'd say just like gym shit, really, because obviously like the Mr. Olympia has just gone on, but it's such a high standard of being, and I just think like so many people follow that because it's such a motto these days. It's like get hard, stay hard, like David Goggins, and it's like lock in. Like, well, people are like 15 blasting fucking roids and that, man.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't the way to go.
Bodybuilding's a weird one as well because I've never really truly understood it. I can appreciate it. Like, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get to Olympia, but it's just a load of people staring at a man or a woman in a thong on stage.
Oh, sorry.
It's a bit perverted, if anything. It's strange. It's just strange. And some of the people's attitudes. So I worked within bodybuilding for about 2 years. And some of the people's attitudes was insane because I also work within the mixed martial arts scene. So the people in MMA will be walking around, but how you doing? Nice to meet you.
I like
amazingly
that.
Respectful.
I like that.
And then you get bodybuilders who are going on stage to stand in a thong and do a little dance routine, and they're walking around like they're about to get into the Coliseum and fight a tiger.
Yeah,
it just makes no sense to me.
I think they really do because I understand it's a massive mental battle leading up to it, fighting yourself, like drop craving, stop this, stop that, like discipline hard. So it's all the fight with yourself, but you don't project that on others, man. Like you want to be well, because within the fighting scene, when me and you trained and all that, as a young person, you get taught a lot of just being honourable, just that discipline, like being a fair fighter, sportsmanship.
It's leaving it all in the cage.
Not everyone outside of you's that voice, like trying to bring you down.
Yeah.
But I just always wondered as well, like, well, why do so many people get into it? Have they just not ever been enough for themselves or big enough? Are they on stage to prove as much as they are to themselves, to everyone else?
I don't think anything else really makes much sense. I mean, there could be other reasons, but that has got to be the biggest reason. Yeah, I find.
Well, and the massive money maker scheme they get from all of that, mate. Yoga, gym, nutrition, all the apps are making them all hundreds of thousands. You get a good following. You just mirror the same workouts. So I've got a fat old man, I'm going to do this workout, this nutrition. Okay, I've got a slim younger woman, wants this, got a big booty, I'm going to do this. And then it's just rinse, repeat. Next thing you know, you're on 10 grand a month. for just spilling the same shit.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's not actually really any money in bodybuilding. Even Olympia, they don't earn a lot of money. It's just everything that's a byproduct of bodybuilding.
The overall winner of that Mr. Olympia,
It's
I can't
like
remember.
50k or something.
I swear it was like 600k this year. Honestly, we will have to look it up. I can't remember the bloke's name, but
Samson Dauda.
yeah, man was chiseled.
Yeah.
Fair play to all of them that go up there and do it and hold it down.
Dauda is probably not the right.
But I swear it was like 600k. But that's massive. But that's for the overall. That's not for individual, like, selected positions. You know what I mean? And then you look at MMA, and it could be a small purse, which is just ridiculous. You found it? Your eyebrows are talking to me. He's dyslexic. Bear with him.
No, I'm shocked by the number.
What was it?
As it turns out, it was more than any other winner in event history. It was the 60th year of it,
Yeah.
thanks to the record $1.6 million pot. So I retract what I say. There is a bit of money in bodybuilding. I always thought it was like 50k. I
Is
think
that
that's
what the top man got, the 1.6, or was that?
yeah, it's what Samson got.
Holy crap, that's a lot of money. Well, I suppose that shows the true focus on it now. It's becoming way more popular, more than it ever was, really. So they're definitely going to have sponsors and people pushing it.
All right, here it's saying 600k, so it's still a lot of money.
Yeah, so I imagine 1.2, 1.6 divided among all.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. Because Chris Bumstead got it again, didn't he? But he's retired now.
Well, yeah, I feel like you can win it for a long old matter of years.
Yeah, did Dorian get like 8 times or something? Or was it Ronnie? I can't remember.
Loads of people have won for so many consecutive years. You're going to love that, listener, aren't you? But yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like it plays a part in everyone's youths a bit. Like, you're not really showing the best of. Oh, it's just the top 1%. Social media, you're just always seeing the top 1%. To why am I struggling
to compare?
Yeah, comparisons to
Go
FIFA
compare.
join. We've been there, haven't we? We all know that, and everyone knows social media. You see the top 1%. You see all these fucking hell. Of course, you're going to jump on.
Yeah, but that's where I feel like you can't really bring that 1% bracket any bigger, like, because realistically that's how it should be. The best of the best should be shown in every facet of life in terms of sports and whatever else, because that's what creates that want to be great. If you were looking at somebody that was like half as fast as Usain Bolt and trying to idolise him, then it's just like
I would like that in the Olympics though, or like Olympia. You just have some average geezer just for comparison, like speed and stuff.
I feel like that'd be like public humiliation, though, wouldn't it?
But,
like a dinner for schmucks.
Yes, you know what I mean. It'd be funny though, wouldn't it? Just like, oh, okay, he's actually fucking massive. Yeah,
but even the people on stage competing in comparison to each other are still like, fucking hell, he's big. I thought he was big, but we stand next to him, whoa.
Yeah,
because Samson's a big geezer. Geezer.
There's so many big people in there. I don't believe on some things that they do say. A big one I see is about Ronnie Coleman. He's like, guess what body fat I was on there? Guess what body fat I was like? You won't guess it? You won't guess it?
Yeah, he was like
0.33. It's like 0.33%. I don't know. Some people get so low in the body fat, the bottom of their feet start hurting.
Yeah,
like,
that's like 3%.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like
Dorian complained about that.
I'm just like,
and also, I'm pretty sure part of I don't know if that's overall body fat, because you also have internal body fat surrounding your organs and whatever. So I don't know. I'm not.
We're just two white schmucks that was just bashing Olympia.
Yeah. Fucking idiots. What do they know?
He didn't win, you loser.
You're dog shit. Get in the bin.
But yeah, it's just the same with like Kylie Jenner and everything. Like, it's just the beauty standards, just the differences, just this sheer difference. And then don't get me started on all the photoshopping that happens and everything.
Oh yeah,
all the bullshit. She got sued for that.
Who did?
Kylie Jenner, for her lipstick, because she was like photoshopping posts on Instagram and herself. Don't get me started on all the plastic shit that they've all had. And then it's like, this is what my makeup will make you look like, and then obviously it fucking doesn't.
Yeah, but like, how is she getting sued for that when
it's false advertisement?
Yeah, but also the food industry, every single piece of advertisement you see on food is fucking fake. It's covered in like oil or something.
Mate, I love watching like the Mackies or KFC like makeups and how they do it. Oh, it's just so funny. Like even just like pizzas, putting PVA glue in with the cheese so the string pulls more. It's like, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Ain't everyone getting a bit tired of all this crap? Like
nothing is as it seems, but it's kind of exhausting to see it all sometimes, I think. It's just like, is anything fucking real?
But that's the point I love getting at with people or talking about with their lives. Well, I want to do just the human show, you know what I mean? Actually talk to people and find out more successful people on their stories, and it's like, well, what was the changing point? Because change happens in the hardest of times. It just takes a lot of courage, and you got to be in some pain to change for a lot of people, I think. So it's like, what point in your life did you question? Or just, you know what, I'm going to pick up this ball and fucking run with it and send it. I don't care what happens.
I think,
because everyone's got a big fucking point of change, I feel.
Yeah. I don't think all change comes from pain. I think
not all.
Sometimes, it's when outside observations get voiced, and
it's all perspective, isn't it?
Kind of puts that spanner in the works, and you're like, oh shit, I've never thought about it this way. Because I've actually said this quite a lot over the past couple of days. It's like, just because you think it's right doesn't mean it is right. It's just what is normal to you. Yeah. Therefore, it seems the right thing to do.
Everything you know is only what your parents knew, and everything your parents knew is only everything that their parents knew. So you're limited with what your knowledge and beliefs and opinions are.
Once you open that door of like what's right and wrong, what is actually right and wrong.
It's a messy door to go through.
It's a messy door to go through because it's so hard to speak or act with conviction, because you're just like, I should have been doing this. But it's kind of like going with it's taking all the information in as much as possible and making the most informed decision you can. And then if it doesn't work out, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You just go again, and then again, and then again. And one day we'll just, you go on that trajectory.
Exactly. It completely depends on your standpoint, doesn't it? You could look at everything like, oh, why is he doing this and getting all that much money? Like, this guy's got a monopoly on this town, earning 50 grand a week. Oh, fuck it, I don't give a shit. What's the ethical propositions to me? I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Start it, get the money, fuck everyone else. Because that's most businesses, isn't it? It's all for one, not one for all.
It's hard to do one for all, though.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. But the trick is, everyone has to do the one for all. If everyone took care of themselves and helped their own mental state and just sorted themselves out, how much better would people's lives be a little bit?
But the problem is you can't really rely on people to take that responsibility, because there's so many people that are just liabilities and don't want to help themselves and just shrivel up and just wait to die or become crackheads, alcoholics.
Yeah, die at 25, don't get buried till 75.
Yeah.
So the other thing I was going to be saying as well is the fact that there's so much planning yearly off the back of like Mr. Olympia, like all these social media, the 1%, the higher ups, people that are really making moves. How are the daily people that struggle with their mental clarity daily, how are you meant to rise above and change so much when there is so much yearly planning against such daily people? Like, nothing's truly crazy planned. Trust me, things change when you plan it.
What do you mean change?
Well, emails, marketing, everything that's coming at you every day, all the time. Social media posts, it's all routined. They will have a plan of 356 days, and I'll post this on that day, I'll do a story this day, I'll do that this day, and it's just bam, 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 look at me, look at me, look at me. It's just relentless, man. And then you said you get emails at like past midnight automated.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
There's no calmness to it.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, literally. But that's the other side of it. It is all a tool, really, if you actually use it properly.
And I think if people fall for it, then that's their own fucking fault, really.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Information is out there, really. If you want to change, get mental health, start business, anything, like, there's so many people out there to help as well. I guess people just fucking enjoy suffering, really. Deep down, they probably do just... People never want to think as more than they need to, do they?
Yeah, but that's down to dysregulated nervous systems, don't it? Because you seek out what keeps you in the chaos. It's finding the calm in the storm. Not the calm in the storm, because it's not finding the calm in the storm. It's finding comfort in the chaos.
Yeah. Even with addiction, it's like you'll always be thinking and joking. It's like, when's that next one? So, oh, well, could do it here, could do it there, or one bit.
Addiction is a difficult one as well, because I smoked weed for like 3 years straight, and I never really classed it as an addiction. But now that I've come out of it, and now that I'm also seeing other people still smoking weed, it is a fucking addiction. No matter how much you want to address it, anything that you have religiously that you say you can't go without or you need is an addiction. Obviously, apart from the obvious necessities, but yeah, it's hard because, and I've had this conversation a couple of times with people where you're in a situation, and just because it's not the typical scenario of crackhead, it just doesn't seem like, oh, I'm not addicted, I'm not an addict.
Yeah, just because you're functioning daily.
You know, you stand back from it and you realise that you are addicted, and it's good to admit, as long as you're willing to move forward from it. Otherwise, then you are just an idiot.
A lot of times it comes into what's the point? Like, look at everything that is, how it is. Like, there's not really much chance here. I'm this age, fuck it. What's the point? Got this job, is what it is. Nothing's gonna change, so fuck it.
But I think that's when you got to look at it and think, I want to make the most of it.
Yeah, you've got so many summers on this earth, innit?
We only got so much time on this earth. You can either make it miserable or attempt to make it happy or content.
Yeah, if there's something that's wrong with it, why not change that thing about it, no matter how hard it is, really. I can't imagine anything stupider than people focusing on what's wrong with their life.
Yeah, I think Joe Rogan said it as well. It's like, if you think about your problems, then your problems will... If you always think about your problems, then your problems will become 10 times bigger than what they actually are. Yeah, something along those lines. I butchered it a little bit, but...
I always do that with worrying, because people will just fester, be ruminating on something coming up. Or I've ruined it, though, because even like getting excited for things, I don't let those emotions or thoughts come over me until it's happening. You're excited for that plane to take off. I'm just there chilling, man. Like, it'll come and I'll get excited when the throttle comes. Or if there's a fuck up, and you get caught speeding or something, and it's gonna be coming. Oh, when is it? I haven't been caught. It's like, I ain't sweating that, mate. If it comes through, then I'll be like, oh well, shit, unlucky. It is what it is. Moving on. That ain't stopping me.
Acceptance. Right. I had something I wanted to talk about.
Oh, did you? Might be useful. When we just come here.
I am 26 years of age. I've got a problem because I'm hung like a border collie. No, that's not it.
He might have meant that.
Maybe.
Well, like we say, people, we never really come in here with much planning.
No, I mean...
we have a little bit recently, but it's just on the fly, what's on the mind. If people can take anything away, then happy days, honestly. You might agree with some things, you might not agree with some things.
Something I've actually come to realise recently, and I don't know why it's taken me until now to realise it, but I've been guilty of scrolling through social media and look at people that are going on holiday all the time, going to festivals all the time, doing this, that and the other.
Right.
And almost getting depressed because I'm not doing that myself. But then I only really realised that I'm not doing all that stuff because I'm taking a very different journey and a very different approach to things, especially in a different direction. So I can't really expect to have the same things as they are. Because I think it was Chris Williamson that said it. You can either spend your 20s learning a skill.
You got 3 things.
But this was only... Let me explain it. So it's something along the lines of, you can spend your 20s learning to build your building your career and not living, or you can live and then not build any skills. You got to pick one and sort of accept the duality, not the duality, but the flip side of it as well.
One or the other. I read something like that. It was 3 things. Like, you can either spend it getting money, but not having like your clarity and all that shit. Literally what you said. Like, you're gonna be sacrificing something in your 20s. Your 20s is all about learning. But not many people are going to be learning a hell of a lot when they're not actually experiencing life the proper way, and they're just masking it with, well, everything there is to mask it with.
Yeah, there's never been an easier time to mask things as well.
Yeah.
There is a lot of help out there to try and help you learn the right ways, but equally there's the same amount of things that can mask it.
Definitely.
And it's every negative mask has sort of become so much more available.
Yeah, I mean, if people figured out that there's a mental game with yourself, and then there's the actual outer game with life and what you're doing and everything as well. Like there's two areas of play here, and everyone's just getting caught up on the first fucking thing. But it'll be interesting to see where everything bloody well goes. All this AI bullshit, all this Metavision Pro Quest, whatever. It's just like, oh, come on, man. Things are just getting way too technological, way too fast.
We're just going to end up... The film Wall-E's going to become true, or iRobot. We're just going to... Yeah, it's going to be... It's not going to be good. But anyway, I don't want to sit and talk about doom and gloom like that. I don't know what I want to talk about. I keep trying to think of topics and it's just...
Oh, don't put the pressure on yourself. Could even do something simple like, what would you say you're grateful for this week?
It's quite a selfish one, and it's well, it is, but it isn't selfish. I'm grateful now that I've learned to compose myself so well that people are able to tell me things that previously would have got a bad reaction from, regardless of how useful or constructive it was. I just wouldn't be able to take it in. I'd be more concerned about how I react than how I actually take that in and acknowledge it.
Yeah, definitely. Are you listening, or are you thinking of what to say next?
Yeah. Are you listening, or are you waiting to speak? Yeah, that's a mad one because it describes so many people, and you can really pinpoint it as well.
Yeah, man.
What about you? What are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? Being able to cook properly, I'd say. Like, actually, and doing it with a loved person as well, because that action just becomes a lot more intimate and just lovely.
Yeah, because
really.
it's provided, and it's a very primal thing to do.
It's always just been a chore and not really bothered. Like, if I go see my mum, then it's like, oh no, I'm getting fed. Like, the love is coming through the food here. But all other aspects, it's just always been time, I can't be bothered. But this is what a lot of other people struggle with. It's that boredom and feeling like it's an evil, like washing dishes, cleaning the house, cooking, whatever. It depends on how you are mentally with it. Because I've always loved doing the dishes because that was my first fucking job ever. But it's only because I learned how to do a bit of a dance with it, like be in that moment in time, be present in that moment. It's fucking pathetic, but it's wash that dish, wipe it off. Get the soap suds off, boop, done. It's just being in that moment, peace with yourself. And now I'm getting that in cooking as well, with the help of others, so I'm grateful for that.
See, that's interesting because I don't... the way I would look at doing the pots is it's a very simple task. It doesn't really take... It doesn't take any brain power whatsoever. It takes a little bit of concentration, but you can also utilise that time to like think about things. Like, and I think you... If you're, what's the word? Procrastinating. You will probably spend more time procrastinating than it will actually take to do the pots.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think everyone's fucking guilty of that one, isn't they?
Yeah.
Just thinking about doing it. Oh no, I'll just do it tomorrow. It takes 2 minutes, doesn't it?
Just say 3, 2, 1, fuck it and get it done. That's what I always try to do with things I don't like doing. Because once you've done it, it's gone. It's done. You do have to do it again, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I just have used that for bigger things. I just always thought, oh no, I'm not bothered that much. But you let things clutter about. I've always done that with clutter, like not really that bothered. Is what it is. I work in shit, just in ground, mud, everything, all day, every day. But that's some Buddha mentality. It's a tidy house, tidy mind. Because you're just cleaning up around you.
Well, it's like the saying, your car drives better when it's cleaner. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It just makes you feel.
I was thinking that.
Makes you feel better for driving it. Therefore, the car drives better.
Yeah, definitely. But I think a lot of people just get so used to just living in this shit and just accepting it.
Yeah, but it reflects so much on their mentality as well, because those people will just have a very down in the dumps, groggy kind of attitude. I'm fucking guilty for not cleaning my car and driving around, and I'm going around corners and there's monster cans flying around the back of the car, and I'm just fucking getting really wound up. And then recently I've just made sure that every time I have something in my car, I take it out the same day. That's it. And just keep it tidy and it feels much better. Yeah,
it's wild how those little habits, like it'll take 6 weeks or longer. You've got to do it like a repetition of so many thousands of times. But as soon as you've clicked it in, even after a few weeks, I'm just like, oh yeah, shit.
I think it takes like 60 days to form a habit or something.
Are you reading that book?
No, I was supposed to take it down to Cage Warriors with me because I had so much. I literally
too busy at Cage Warriors.
No, because I go down on a Thursday night, wake up in the morning, do the weigh-ins, edit the weigh-in video. I'll be done for about 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I have like 24 hours where I'm doing fucking nothing because I've got nothing to do. And I was going to bring that book down and sit and read it, and I forgot it. So I just sat there doing absolutely. Do you know what? Actually, I sat people watching with one of the admin guys.
I like that.
That was quite funny.
One of my favourite pastimes. People watching.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially when you've seen really odd couples coming in. It's like, really, you're with him.
Yeah. How does that work?
I like making scenarios up in my head as well. You know, when you sat watching a couple having a drink together, it's just like, I wonder what they're talking about.
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
Because you can take it down so many routes, which is probably, mate, imagine doing a podcast where you just sat in a restaurant just going, what do you reckon she's doing? She's talking about she likes it up the arse.
Fuck's sake. Just describing them. The book we was on about was Atomic Habits by James Clear.
I've heard it's quite outdated now. A lot of the stuff in it's been proved otherwise or something. I can't remember.
Really?
It was Owen that said it. It kind of made me apprehensive about reading it, but I'll still read it.
Yeah, I'm not one for going in and just disregarding all the tools that might be able to help people and stuff. Like you got to try what works for you. There's so many different ways to do things. Just do what works for you. Hell, some people struggle staying up at night. Well, no shit. They found out that looking back, we would actually have shifts on watch through the night. That's come up in other podcasts and all sorts. Like literally a part of our population just stayed up in the night. So don't be too hard on yourself. But do, to an extent, sort yourself out. Mate, I'm like 26, but mentally I just feel like I'm 46. Hell, nah. Mentally, I feel like I've been around the world many a times, and it's just...
Yeah, and you know, like, when you've been ticking some boxes off mentally, and then it kind of comes to another point, and you're just like, for fuck's sake, give me a break, man.
Yeah, when I was going through such enlightenment and awakening and all that, yada yada, the one thing that really deterred me was the fact that you look at Marcus Aurelius, all of these philosophers, all beings that have been sought out what there is, and the knowledge we have, the people we have, we ain't no different. We've got phones, that's the difference. So the amount we know, English literature, history, everything, like, consume, is no more bigger than what they would have. So the same conversations, the same judgments, the same hypocrisies, the same human walk of like the revolving doors that all we go through. Like you get to 25 prefrontal cortex, you get to this old, you have regrets, change perspective. It's just, I just see it as well, that's been done. How many times has this conversation been had? Like, But that's a bit of a downer. But it's just like the sheer magnitude of conversations so many have been had.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
heavy one,
but I also think like I don't see the point of being concerned about how many times the conversation has been had before, because if it's only just happening for you, then that sort of stuff excites me. I love exploring myself.
I do. That's why I love talking and
exploring myself mentally. Let's get that straight.
Okay.
Maybe I do love exploring myself physically. Who knows?
Okay, just clarify that.
I've got an addiction.
And this is why we're doing this.
So I'm not sat at home wanking. Maybe
it's fear. Guess what we're scared of?
Commitment to a real life human being. That's me. Funny enough, let's go with this one. I've got a couple of bullet points on self-development thoughts. And I was actually talking to a friend about this last night. I feel as though I have never been truly seen. And I don't mean physically. I mean mentally, spiritually, psychologically. I don't feel as though I've ever been seen.
Well, go on.
And that was caveated with, do you allow yourself to be seen?
Yeah.
And I sat thinking, and the likely answer is no. And I actually sat and tried to do some research. No idea. Absolutely no fucking idea. How do I allow myself to be seen? But then again, it goes back down to the vulnerability side of things.
Yeah.
Which comes from your parents. And I realised that I wasn't allowed to be vulnerable with my parents. So
yeah,
it's
definitely.
Just like,
there's the other fucky side of it, which is, well, what is truly and all of me? You are you. You are this ego. You are this person. You are following your wants and your needs and your fuck-ups and everything. But what is the depths of what is beneath or above all of that too. And not everyone even goes that deep, or even like can meditate and like see the thoughts like rambling by. Like, hang on a minute, like that's not really me. So I don't have that. Like, you know what I mean? But then to actually meet people, to actually be open, that actually support that, they can be open, they're emotionally mature enough and have seen enough of shit to actually be open and vulnerable. It's just not a common thing. The rarity to find people to have stimulating conversations with is a fucking needle in a haystack in this day and age.
Yeah, definitely. But it's something that I need to learn to do, regardless of like how uncommon it is.
You're getting there, definitely. Bloody hell.
I don't know. It's hard because I was saying this last night. Like it's so hard to think back to because I've not been in a proper any sort of substantial relationship since I was 21, and the years leading up to that, I spent 5 years in 2 different relationships. Now I was obviously, as in that time span, I would be a very different person.
Oh yeah,
but I was a very emotionally immature person.
Going on.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to think back because I've now got I can't think back with my immature mind to think how I was. I can only think back at it with the mind that I've got now.
Yeah,
so it's hard. It's just hard to pinpoint things.
Oh mate, it is, but that's a common thing with moving on and the change coming. You can't really always get your answers and your takeaway from what has been. The knowledge that you are at now cannot relate to the knowledge of what was.
No,
because the difference is just that severe. You might not feel it with where you are in life, but intrinsically it's fucking deep. If you're looking at yourself on a bit of an energy level as well, like you would have been like this crazy little mad skits ball going fucking like, what is this, what's that, like flashing out. But then it's like you're more sitting with it, you're more contained, you're more holding, looking, observing, and then reacting and shit. So there's massive change, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's why composure is so important.
Yeah, definitely.
Because otherwise you get, well, I mean, we know quite a fair few people that cannot compose themselves to save their lives, and their life reflects that.
Yeah, I get weird with it in the opposite way, where rich, posh, or whatever may hold themselves too composed, and they won't have any fun, any little kid to bring themselves out. I respect being well spoken, having you sort yourself out, all that composure shit, being able to talk well, but the snobbery of it, I like to be in the middle. I like to fuck around in both realms in a way of like being a bit degenerate, but being like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's different faces, different characters to play and shit.
Well, it's just the fine balance of life in it with absolutely everything.
If you're in that scenario of a well-endowed family and everything, well, you always got to be that guy. Like, oh, hello there, tea and crumpets, sir.
Jeffrey, fetch the car.
Yeah, exactly that. But yeah, it's perspective. It's all sort of relative, isn't it? All of this conversation. But I'd be grateful for most life lessons. If I was just a trust-funded kid, just hidden away, not experiencing a hell of a lot, and then in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're like, hang on a minute, I want to snowboard, not go to these balls and shit. I don't know,
whatever posh people do.
Yeah, whatever posh people do. They do snowboard and shit anyway.
And nonce kids.
Look at me. Wait, what?
What? Big up Hugh Edwards. If not big up, why the fuck did I say that?
Hugh Edwards? Who the fuck's that?
That BBC presenter. What was that Andrew Tate video? Hugh Edwards built different.
God's sake. Yeah, that's all a fucking...
Producer's not in a concentrated mood today.
Yeah. That's all a mental thing as well. Like, everyone's surprised about these P. Diddy parties and people fucking around doing mad drugs. It's like, I ain't. You have all the money in the world. You can do everything you want in the world. We all know the goalposts move. You get normalised with what you consume. No wonder they're going to fucking push the boundaries.
Well, yeah, it's getting to the point where like they have so much money that they want things that money can't buy, and that is when they start dancing.
Yeah, walking over people and everything. I'm not excusing. I'm not saying that's the natural trajectory of a human person that we should all be doing. Jesus Christ,
that's the big life goal.
No, it's just
big up Epstein.
It's just highlighting such chaos.
It's
not
connecting
controlled.
the dots. It's connecting the dots is what it is. It's not glorifying it or saying that it should be accepted like, and it's interesting because I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like so many people that are the greatest in the world, like the likes of Conor McGregor. He was a phenomenal MMA fighter, but because with such greatness has an opposite thing on the scale, that he's a bit of a fucking loose cannon.
Yeah.
And he's done all the shit that he has been doing. And somehow he's been getting away with it all. Don't know how.
Oh, everyone gets away with everything.
Super injunctions, left, right, and centre, but which is mad.
Money.
You can pay like 25 grand to have something completely stricken from the news. It's insane.
Yeah, well, you just fucking pay people. Or Snoop Dogg, shagging Prozzies or whatever, 20 grand, don't say nothing. Fly them out, anything.
It's like 20 quid to them as well.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, fuck all these rich people like flying their dogs about and everything. It's like, oh, save fuel, recycle, motherfucker. All these flights going around like Taylor Swift. Holy shit.
Flying their dogs around?
Yeah, some people just fly. Oh no, Basil's at the pound today, like, and I'm in Atlanta. Can you just fly from New York to Atlanta, please? Thank you. On a private jet and that.
Fuck it now.
Yeah, man. There's loads and loads and loads. But obviously, one round trip on a flight to like UK to America, 12 hours, however fucking long, that fuel would be the same as the entire F1 circuit and shit. Like all of that F1 races, bam, on one flight.
Yeah, that's insane. What, just one F1 race or all of the F1
races? I think all
races?
of them, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're starting to go to electric now, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like, the contrast of it. You go to a fuel engine F1 race and it's loud as shit, and then you go to... Just sat there like loads of little vibrators going around the course.
Yeah, mate, people would be on their phone and the cunts would be gone. Like, oh shit, I paid like 5 grand for that. Oh, mate. I mean, I guess I'm grateful for all the bullshittery and funny crap that comes along with all, I mean, like Vine, TikTok. There's some funny stuff. There's some funny ass people out there. But just some dude in his bedroom barking at the camera. I don't know, Speed. I don't know.
Oh, have you seen that video of when he barks at that baby?
No.
Oh,
Do
mate.
I need to see a video of a grown-ass man barking at a baby?
It's the most awkward thing in the world. Let me try and find it.
You know what I mean? There's some damn brain rot going around. I don't get me wrong, some of it's funny and all that, but when you walk around town, there's like a group of 20 lads like...
I watched him sparring in Thailand the other week, and he surprisingly... He's really good at a lot of things off the spot, but he's one of those people that can't narrow it down to one thing. And they do 100,000 different things.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. Jesus Christ.
No need to do that whatsoever.
Just can't keep it in. That's like composure shit, isn't it? It's just whatever. But then it don't matter, because you want that ADHD riddled bullshit for views and everything. The more quicker everything is, the more entertainment it is, I guess.
Yeah. TikTok's an interesting one because of who it's owned by. And they are probably the people that want to...
Bruh.
I'm glad he's not on camera.
The camera ain't looking at that.
Well,
anyway. Yeah, no, that is madness. Well, everything's a bloody madness, man. The more you look into shit, the fucking weirder it gets. So, just people don't look.
Stay ignorant.
Just don't look.
Ignorance.
Just stop looking.
Ignorance is bliss.
Just focus on yourself. Just
don't get to pay 64 on Pornhub.
It's not that bad. Stop looking. Honestly. Because you look at so much and it's just like, wow. Fuck.
Yeah, it's just more depressing the further you go into it, and that's why you just got to keep rocking, going through that.
You can find peace among it. You can find definitely different levels of consciousness and all that, yada yada. But just for
how though? Because you end up with a moral conflict of like, why the fuck it becomes depressing when you find this stuff out. I don't see anything like, unless you have the money or power to do something about it. Then what is the fucking point of learning about it?
Yeah, well, it depends what you want to do with your life, I guess.
But a lot of people just go, "Oh, it's awareness." What the fuck's awareness going to do? It's, you know what, I'm actually not going to do that.
Don't get started. There's so many different types of awareness.
We get cancelled if I carried on. But yeah, I mean,
you might get like a Winnie the Pooh sticker as well. That'd be good for TikTok, wouldn't it?
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I guess you don't get that one.
No, I don't. Why?
They'll get it.
Well, okay, so explain.
Zhao Minhe, or whoever the fuck the president is, everyone like says he looks like Winnie the Pooh, so he went on like a massive social media rampage of like tearing down any pictures of him.
No way.
Yeah, I think people were photoshopping him on Winnie the Pooh and everything.
Fucking hell.
Jokes, mate.
You know, in North Korea, if you're to take a picture or a video of the statue of whoever it is that's in power, you have to get the full thing in the frame. You can't zoom in on his face only.
Really?
Yeah, it's mental. Or they'll take the camera off you and destroy it.
I suppose that's a very strict level of respect, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like
I just wanted a dick pic.
Yeah. Well, imagine being that unrespected. You have to force people to respect you. It's just mental.
Yeah.
That's using.
Oh Christ, we could probably do about 200 episodes. Well, no, 1,000 plus on just like the history of like other countries and everything. Oh God, there's so much crap. A mental one for you to look at is, oh mate, who the hell was it? It was like 10.
We're going to go about Hitler's speech again.
No. I swear it was like William the Conqueror in 1066 or some shit. Because he was like French, came over, absolutely obliterated everyone, then just put in like loads of rules for his aristocrat family members that he put in positions. But the rules were so ongoing, they're still in line today. So all the rich oligarch people are just, derived from that.
Mm. Ever seen Joe Rogan stand up when he's talking about if Thomas Jefferson ever came back and he'd be like, oh, you guys didn't write any more shit?
Yeah.
I wrote that with a feather in the dark.
Yeah, like you guys are all this way, you haven't changed anything. You've just been abusing the laws that we were abusing. Like, nice.
Yeah. I feel like America's so far behind as well with a lot of their stuff because they're still so heavily Christian. It's insane, and it's in politics quite like they're big on. Forgot where I was going with that.
Well, now because that's applicable, isn't it? There's even fake pastors. Like, there's always been prophets, pastors, whatever. Now we can get into the Marilyn Manson crap, whatever down the line. But even the pastors take on donations. Like, say they can do this, they'll change your life. Hope, give me hope. Take all the donations. They're living in the mansions. Churches don't pay any tax whatsoever. And then there's people like diseases just out the front door. It's like,
yeah, but churches don't make money though, do they?
Depends
on
what they do. Really, if it's just bare donations.
I thought I was for the upkeep. Surely they can't make that money from donating.
How much is an upkeep of? You know what I mean? It's not going to be. How much work do you see do on churches every single year through the countries?
Well, I've seen scaffolding up on the local church quite a fair bit.
That was fucked. But
probably for appearances.
You
tax write-off.
You never know, do you? You never know. But they're not all what they are. No one is really.
Yeah, I think
the bloody Pope and everything's like a mafia, man.
Mate,
look at how that's all pointed out.
Do we dare dive into Judaism? Because that's a fucking. I never really. I don't know how far I want to go into.
Yeah, but you're going to be on one side of it, and I feel like I might be on the other side of it because I do enjoy I just enjoy certain aspects of religious practices and like how they are with their community. And
you know what I mean? Yeah, I do get that side of it, but it's also how cultured they are, how much they look down on people, and it's not even just Jews; it's also other religions as well. Christians are bad for it, Muslims are bad for it. It's looking down on infidels essentially.
Yeah, because you've always got a percentage of extremists within an ideology, won't you?
Yeah, but I feel I don't know. Maybe I've just watched a couple of bad movies, but it's like the way their attitude towards the people that aren't Jewish is insane. Like, and when a man becomes a rabbi, like the head rabbi, he cannot be with someone that isn't Jewish because of the fear of our people dying out. It's just like it's just so culty. And the amount of church weddings I've gone to as well for video and for work, it's just so culty as well because you have to go for like 8 weeks of meetings with the Pope, Reverend or whatever it is at church. It's just like, fuck off. Who actually believes this bollocks every now and then? Still, like, it's just, I get it, it's a hope system, but it's jarring. It's exhausting. How can you have time for that?
Yeah, I think about it sometimes, like all these stories. Like, imagine if Jesus had everyone tripping on acid and he was like, yo, I'm walking on water, bro.
A lot of people,
the Messiah.
A lot of people reckon we're going through the fucking early ages of the apocalypse now, and it's fuck, with all these natural disasters going on. And then somebody took a photo of the moon and it looked like it had this angel in front of it, whereas there's like loads of rings and an eye. I think I know what it is. I think it was fucking because I was watching Elon Musk's videos of him landing his ships, and they were focusing on the bottom of it, and it looks exactly the same as what somebody else has captured. So it's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Then if the apocalypse does come, then great, I'll go to hell.
Yeah, well, there's people post all these sorts of things because there's obviously been other civilizations before us. You know, I could hit on like 11,000 years ago when the Great Flood came in and shit changed, and shit was wild before that. But it's like every time, it's like a cascading cosine, whatever the fuck they're called, of how like revolution, that war fighting, like revolution, industrialization, conscious questions on religion, and then people coming out changing by genders, everything, and then oh shit, like gone.
Yeah, they say when people start to like really question their sexuality and everything else, that's when it comes to the end of like a era.
Yeah, because
which is interesting.
At some point, what is going to be the switch where the masses, us lot, are all just like, no one above is deserving of any of this. Who makes the choices? Why are the choices the way that they are? These people are doing Diddy like 30 years, 20 years, like raping, fucking around, doing all this. Like, no, because people could just storm it, take shit for what they wanted. Really, like, we're all doing this fucking shit whilst they're probably digging mines and storing bare food for when shit comes. Who knows? But what do you think would the switch be? What horror, what tragedy must come for everyone to just be like, hold up, wait a minute, this is a bit wacko, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, we've had
it's great if there was to be something.
We've had Epstein's Island, we've now got the P. Diddy, we've had all of these Savills, everyone coming out, we've got the royal family that have been fucking fiddling.
Depends how creative you want to get with it, really, because you could think of anything and it probably will come up in the future, and you're just like, oh well, fuck, that's not even that. Well, I guess that's not that bad.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there is such thing as a switch. I think this is gonna be the way it is forever.
I think it is to a degree.
I don't think there's a lot of like conspiracies about we were only put here to give birth to AI and then we're gonna get fucking blown up or something. But then there's also a theory of our planet and universe is in a constant cycle where we get so far in the future where there's a couple of scientists that sat in a room going, fuck it, should we just press the button and see what happens? And they press the button and it creates the big bang, blows the entire universe up, and it goes round and round and round in circles. I think that's actually Joe Rogan as well.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, it's mental. But I don't know. I generally I'd love to sit here and say the most fucked up thing I can think of that somebody be doing, but
that will all be alright.
There'll probably be someone doing that now. We just don't know about it. And this shit has been happening for fucking years.
Yeah,
as long as humans have existed, this shit has been happening.
I think everyone has to have their own inner switch at one point where you are actually, hanging a minute, like, I'm either going to be finding out the answers, I'm going to pick up this ball and run with it till the day I die, make all your money, like, live however you choose to live. Because the switch ain't going to come around for the masses. It comes independently, I feel.
Yeah, but you guys,
that self-change.
I don't know. It goes back to what I said earlier about you don't really... just because it seems right to you doesn't mean it is right. Whereas, like, did anybody... I can imagine they fucking did, but anybody say to Diddy's like, Diddy, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you... Yeah, but, like, what are you doing? Like, this is mental. Like, this is wrong. Did anybody actually say that? Because I can imagine... If they did, they probably got killed or whatever else, like Tupac and Biggie, not to go down into that rabbit hole, but did anybody actually say to them, like, bro, what are you fucking doing? Or was he just around a bunch of enablers that wanted to ride his ass for fucking fame and glory? Probably a bad analogy to use, but...
Ain't like BB's going to be like, yo, Diddy, what you doing, man?
Yeah. Or Meat Mill.
Yo, Diddy, what you doing, man?
Milking it. That was a bit far.
Wasn't far enough for him.
Well... He did indeed go further.
Did he do it? I can't wait for that.
Did indeed.
It's just the fact that like South Park's done all that shit as well. Oh man.
It's 50 Cent going at him, but it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man. At least there's people like 50 in the world. But then like you don't know what 50's done behind the scenes either. You don't know what no one's done.
That Young Philly situation is mental.
Yeah, fuck Young Philly, man.
Well, you would see. This is the problem. I've got a massive problem with it because so many people, even Chunks, has turned his back on him already without him even being convicted, which is mental.
Money though, innit? Look at everything that's been pulled.
Yeah, but it's disgusting. I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I saw today that he got all the charges are gone. He wasn't guilty.
I don't really feel sorry for him. Fucking hell. If he just got let go from everything right now, you've made your bag. Fuck off. Enjoy your life.
Yeah, but it's not if he didn't do it.
Did he do it?
If he didn't do it, then that's really not the way you want to go out. Because where the fuck is he going to go from there? He's going to have to hide for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I know, but that's cancel culture. That unfortunately, this is the era of what we're in as well. You do have to watch yourself. You're not Tristan Tate. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah, those two are mental. It's mad how much they get away with.
Sick, come on.
Sick,
Well,
fucking sick.
Well, it's half now. I'm not going to do a hell of a lot more. We'll end it in some way. So what else did you have to say?
Oh, we just go straight into that, yeah.
You put it on me, so now I'm putting it on you.
Alright. Oh, no. I thought my phone died.
Oh, no. He's got it here, folks.
It's quite long, and it's quite nice as well. This is very Chris Williamson.
The home run of today's podcast is coming to you now.
Sorry to have you headphone users for that. Right. Someone is still using the phrases or words you used. Someone is telling the jokes they learned from you. Someone believes in friendship because they met you. Someone still smiles when they remember a moment with you. Someone is listening to the music you showed them. Someone still remembers a compliment you gave them and it boosts their self-confidence. Someone admires you from afar and is inspired by you. Someone learned how to love from you. Someone is still encouraged by the advice you gave them. Someone has faith in your generation because of you. The world needs you.
Very nice. Yeah, totally agree.
Bye! Like, subscribe. We'll see you next week. Ibash! Just to ruin that fucking moment. In fact, you know...
Why? Why?
You gotta get silly with it, innit?